This is quickly becoming one of my faves. Loving it. Hey all, Tabs here, back with another house video. So we are back at the boring house, and in the last episode, I'm going to take you through the door here with my head down so you can't see the changes I've made upstairs. But in the last episode we added this cool little kind of basement hangout room. Looks like a pad for a young teenager or something. Film posters, favourite gaming pictures and stuff, and computer, and then that's got a bit laggy. Cool little ensuite bathroom stuff. So since then, I have been wrangling with this house, guys. It is actually, to say, is one of the trickier layouts. I'm getting a bit of frame drop there. I hope that's not coming through the video. Apologies if it is. But yeah, so I had a bit of a struggle with this house, I have to say. And I've jumped ahead, and I've got a reasonable amount of it done here off camera. But so we talked about this in the last episode, that if you remember how this house was laid out, is that when you first buy it, the living space is all on this right hand side. So the right hand side as you come in through the door, and it's the typical kind of, it's a real mess. And we had the kitchen on the right hand side, or the front right, and then the living space on the back left. And then we had a bathroom down here and a bedroom here, and I've ripped all of the walls out. I think we had done that on the last episode. Ripped all those walls out, started again, and I have tried so many different layouts. And I think this one I'm finally happy with. So I'm going to show you briefly. I talked about it being much more of an open plan living than we usually do. So that's kind of what this is. This is all going to be living room. And the reason why I talked about that being kind of a necessity in the last episode was that the back door was here. The back door was here previously in a bedroom, which is kind of just was weird. So this is what we've done, and we've added this kind of kitchen in the centre of the house. So we just take round. Obviously there's lots of painting and stuff to do. I've squeezed in this corridor. Obviously we've got the stairs that go down. I just noticed we've got double light switches there. That's a bit weird. The stairs that go down to the basement there, and then we've got this kind of bit that leads round to the kitchen. So what I did was, in order to accommodate both a corridor and an access way, I've put this door kind of into like a dog leg. So you come in and you go round the corner, and this is going to be the bathroom, and then go through this door. There's a bedroom. So this isn't done, and I just put a bed in there just to make sure it was right size wise. But and then the only thing that's kind of a little bit weird about that is that you effectively step out of the bedroom into this kitchen space. But I think that's going to be all right. I think it'll work out all right at the end. So what we now have is that we have this kitchen, and then at the back of this kitchen is going to be like a little dining area, small dining area. So this is pretty much going to be open plan. I'm not sure I'm going to do an enormous amount more with this kitchen. And then, we're trying to get a few things done actually, because we're not that far away from the HGTV release. And I definitely want to make sure this one is done, this house is done, so we can get onto that one straight away. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick check on why I'm getting these weird FPS drops, and then I think we'll do some more in this kitchen. I'll probably jump it forward a bit, guys, because I don't think there's an enormous amount more to do, and who knows, maybe we'll get this whole house done in this episode. I'll say that every time. It's never going to be done, but maybe we'll get the living room and maybe we'll get this space out here, kitchen and living room, done. Okay, progress has been made. So I think I've sort of established a palette here. So I'm going to use this red as like my accent colour. So halfway through recording this video as well, there was an update. So if you didn't see that update video, there's a bunch of new like wallpapers and all sorts of things like that, which I'm using. So this is one of those. And then I think this colour is, what's this colour called? Let's have a quick look. So let's, what was it called? I think it's this light cream. Yeah, it's this light cream colour. Or is it the delicate cacao? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look-see. Yeah, it's the light cream, so I've got that over here. So yeah, this is starting to come together, and it definitely feels like we've got the kind of separation of two spaces here, which is cool, which is what I was going for. I think I was looking at options of like a new bit of furniture in here, but I was looking at maybe the bookcases and those sorts of things. But again, that's the sort of, I'll put this down just to show you what I'm griping at. I don't know why I have such a big thing about this, but like the sight lines I always find a bit weird. Like I don't really want to see the side of a bookcase from coming through the front door. That visual is quite important, so I think we're actually going to take that out. And the other thing I was thinking maybe we could do was put a radiator in here. That doesn't sound like it's going to be super glamorous, I know, but what I'm looking at now, I'll make sure this is in the middle of the wall. So that isn't going to sort of damage my view as I come in the door. And then, where are we? Where are the radiators? There. So we'll just go with a small radiator here. I want this radiator actually be in the middle of the wall. And then the bit I'm looking at really is whether we can put one of these new shelves over the top of the radiator. So as I said, there was an update the other day, and in that we got, where is it? Is it in accessories or is it in furniture? Yeah, so furniture, I thought we actually had a section for shelves, but they're here. So the options we've got are this one, which is probably a bit too big, although actually, can you turn that over the other way? You can. Interesting. So you could use that. I'm not sure if things stack on both sides of these, but so that's kind of cool, because I know this is sort of an encouraging sign actually, because I think I've moaned quite a few times about just like, don't remove options. Like, it doesn't feel like it's any more, like, I think maybe 6 months ago we would have got these shelves, but you would have been forced to use them that way around. The fact that we can now place them on the wall in other directions is a real kind of testament to the way this game has developed, I think, because there might not immediately seem like there's something you can do with that, but I'm a great advocate for let the community kind of make up their changes and see what they want to do. So I think we'll just have a look at what these are like. Oh, so the hitbox for that is very tight to the actual shape. So look at one of these. That's better, so that can get that a lot closer. Can I go, yeah, and so again I can go horizontal with these. Interstring. Vertical rather. So can I do, so I wonder if I can make it, sometimes you can kind of trick the game into doing things that, yeah, no, it's not going to work though, is it? I thought maybe I could, I don't know if this is even going to work, guys, but I'll have a little look. Let's have a look to see if we can go and create a little unit here. So rather than doing that, no, I still don't like that look of there being a thing there. Do I? Maybe I don't mind so much. So the test is going to be, can we get these close enough together for it to actually look like it's a unit? No, fortunately not. See, it's going red there. So I was thinking maybe I could make a little, like a radiator cover or a sort of surround for the radiator. So let's put that radiator back there. Because I think I do want a radiator there. And then this can go back in there. I think maybe we'll just put a shelf or something on top of it. So we'll just do, maybe we'll go with, let's just have a look, see, I think that's probably a bit too big. I think that's always going to be a bit too big, unfortunately. So furniture, starting to get to a point which is where you want it to be, really, where it's actually quite difficult to find stuff because there's so much stuff. So let's do, see, that can go right down on top of it. Might do that. And then it doesn't look like much for now, but I think once we put, can we put a lamp and stuff on top of that maybe? That might be cool. I'm loving this new industrial stuff which I use downstairs in the basement. But let's go with something that's a bit more dining room appropriate. Yeah, cool. So that will go on top of there. What colours can we pick up? So we've got chrome, we've got silver, and we've got red. Can we get a red one? Is there a red one of these? It's annoying. What have we got up here? We've got those two styles as well. Okay. So that isn't a million miles off that. It's a shame we can't get quite the right colour. See if I could get that red. Oh, that. I don't think that's quite the right red though, is it? And maybe it's actually a bit too much even with that red. So let's go with, let's just go with something understated like that. That's kind of okay. I'm alright with that. And so let's just find a couple of little bits of decorations. These are new as well. I'm pretty sure these were in the last update. I didn't actually cover these in my video, but I discovered these afterwards. Some new plants, and there's some new stuff in the Garden Flipper update as well, or the new plants in the Garden Flipper content. It's too big for that, but they'll be cool. They'll be useful for something. See, that's sort of more the sort of thing I want. Just a little touch of the red. Just pick it up a little bit. What else have we got here? So plants wouldn't be great really up there because above the radiator is probably not a great idea. We colour these. Don't really want magenta. Candles? Where are the candles? Candles somewhere. Candle large. I think we'll just go with white as well. So we'll go 2 of those and a small one. Candle small. Yeah, that's alright. That's kind of cool. Then we can go plant up on the windowsill up there. That's quite nice. Don't know if I want that colour. Is that a bit big? It's a bit big, I think. It's a bit big for a windowsill. Quite a nice little splash of colour though. I think the red's going to get a bit too much if we use it all over the place. Definitely want some herbs in the kitchen. There they are. Next to the, yeah, maybe like that. Actually, you know what? We could maybe. It's a shame they're not a little bit narrower, these, because that would be cool as a shelf up there. So let me do a bit more fiddling, guys, and then I'll bring you back when I've got kind of a bit closer to the end result. Rightio, this has turned out I so love all the new pieces, guys, I have to say. There's so many pieces now that we can make, this whole thing look realistic. So yeah, just kind of little smatterings of things to make it look like it's kind of real. Put a coffee thing in there, put some books up against it. It's actually not an enormous amount of workspace, so there's not too much you can do, but it came out really cool. There's those new hooks back there. I think they're actually supposed to be bathroom hooks, but they look like they're the sort of hooks that you could put pots on and utensils, those sorts of things. So I thought I'd use them there. Dressed the table a bit. Actually swapped out this wood or this shelf for a wooden one. It's not quite right for that, but close enough. Mirror up there, clock up there. Yeah, it looks nice now, guys, I think. I think the problem we're going to have, the only problem we're going to have is that if I just switch the HUD back on a second, so this is all one large kitchen. So even over here, it's going to be a large kitchen. And I think it's always going to do that because I don't have... Let me just put a couple of lintels in there. If I just do this... I think if I closed this space off, then it would consider that to be two separate rooms, but I really don't want to do that. So I think we're just going to have to accept that this is going to be one large kitchen. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to look at this space. I think we've probably got time in the video just to look at this space as well. So let's have a look at sofas. Obviously this is all now just living space, so nice big space here. Already feels so different from that house we moved into. So let's have a quick look at sofa options. Right, well I haven't used any of these massive ones yet, but I think there's probably... Trouble is, I always feel like I have to buy the thing in order to look at how it looks in the space. Kind of wish you could step back because I kind of wish I could step back and look at this thing before I buy it. And also, it's £1,600. I don't want to do it without kind of knowing. So we could have. Let's think about where the telly's going to go. What's the focal point here? I have to say I don't use a lot of these sofas. I never really find a use for these ones. They just look a bit weird to me. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the style doesn't kind of agree with me. Yeah, maybe we should think about it looking. See, a corner isn't a terrible idea, but it would be quite cool to have it as like two sofas facing each other. Two sofas facing each other with a coffee table is one option. Or, as I said before, like a corner. I haven't seen these before. There's so many things I haven't seen now. Awesome. That's kind of interesting, but probably not quite right for here. It's a bit big. Or sort of tall in height. These are the ones I basically always go with, that sofa Emily, because it's my favourite one. Let's go right back up to the top. Let's have a look at these again. So what's the difference between, light coloured left corner? Oh, interesting. So that's a left corner one and the other one was a right corner one. So I see. So just the corners, the side is longer. I mean, that might work. That actually might work. Do we want to go with a light colour? Or do we want to go with a dark colour? Basically, we're either going dark on the walls or going light on the walls. I think we might follow the grey, to be honest, from the kitchen. So we've got this kitchen units of grey. So let's have a look at what this looks like. Feels like a lot of sofa. Are we using the right one there? Yeah, we are. Eek. Okay, I mean this could work. This could work, guys. Let's try this out a second. Let's get a coffee table going. Table. I don't know why I'm doing that strange accent today. Seems to be in my head for some reason. Yeah. It's close enough. Cedar. Cedar is what I used over there. This is actually, I think, a burnt elm or something, but I think that's kind of cool. And then we want some unit here for the television to go on. Tables, cupboards. Don't suppose I can put a cupboard on I put a TV on a shelf, can I? Just try that at some point. Oh, it might work on that one, guys. Probably for a different time, but we'll try that at some point in the future. So what have we got here that works as a... Don't ever use this either, do I? That's kind of interesting looking. That might work alright actually in that space. What colour should we go for? So we sort of said we were going to go for something colourful on the wall here, potentially. I don't actually mind that too much. Is that the options we've got? So we do have a wooden one. We do have one that can go cherry as well, but I'm not actually super keen on the cherry. It's a bit old-fashioned looking for some reason. And then we've got this, but I'm not super keen on this one either, I don't think. No. I think we will go with that one we looked at before. I feel like some of these things are mixed up now because it says newest first, but I feel like I keep finding things that are new. Or at least I think they're new. It's not terrible either. It's quite modern, this, isn't it? Yeah, maybe let's go with this. Have we got a grey option? No. Darn. Could go with that, but that's not quite the same as that wood either. Oh, that's annoying. Cherry. What's cherry? No, I don't like the cherry wood. That's a shame because I like that. It kind of works, but I can't use it because of the colour options. So we'll go back to this and we'll go with the light grey. Pastel rose. And it's not super light grey, it's quite dark. It's quite white, to be fair. I think once we get some colour going on the walls in here, this will probably come together. So, stick a TV in. One of our little friends is going to immediately say, "Yeah, got to have a TV." Can't remember who it is. One of the buyers always wants a television. Wall-mounted TV. Can't put that one in because it's too big. And then these are monitors, so it's not going to see this as... I mean, it's not going to see this as a living room anyway because it's... Oh, these are all too big to go on top of that unit. That's a bit annoying. Can just put that... Oh no, even that's massive though. So the problem with these is they don't turn on and act like a television. He is considering that to be a television though. So that's the right sort of size. It's just a shame it's not going to turn on. So, this is quickly becoming one of my faves. Loving it, loving it. So yeah, gone with this kind of dark two-tone blue here. So this is... What colours were these? I think that's actually a grey. It's called a grey. Let me just quickly check this for you guys, in case you want to use this combo. So this is... It's grey fog. I think it's grey fog and moody cobalt. This one is the grey, although that is definitely a bluer. That's definitely bluey grey. And then this is, I think, is the moody cobalt. And then that's the silver glacier, I believe. So yeah, it worked out really well with the corner sofa there. So just bits and pieces. Put the big speakers in. It's definitely a bit of a lad's pad, this place, I have to say. I've used these pictures before. I think I've used that one before. If not, I've used one very similar from the same artist. They just kind of really work well, and that's I love the fact that she's kind of looking at the sofa as well. And then I've sort of got into my head that this is like a musician or something lives here. So we've got a couple of guitars and an amp down there. And then so this is definitely all coming together. Still getting some weird frame rate issues. I think maybe it's just because there's been a new update that things haven't quite bedded in yet. I think maybe it's this carpet, actually, I'm not sure. But look at the carpet. Look how much difference that carpet makes, just as an interesting texture. I noticed also that these lights are a bit weird. I don't know if that's been the way ever since they've been in, but the light source is actually not the light bulb, it's up there, which is something they need to look at probably, because these don't do that. These older ones don't have that problem. Although actually maybe that is light from above. No, these bulbs here are fine. So this is the latest stuff, but they've got these cool shadows and things as well, which really add some extra texture. So yeah, I think this is coming together. So pretty happy with this so far. So actually, hopefully, we've just one episode away from finishing this. Just got this little bathroom to do, and then this fairly small bedroom. So yeah, pretty happy with this. Lots of really cool spots to stand in this one, and then obviously we've got I'm going to do something with this hallway, maybe some shelving stuff in there. But that will be next week's episode. And we are on the countdown to HDTV. So as I said at the beginning of the episode, I've got to try and get this one done in time for that. Which I think is the 15th or something like that. I might be wrong. Can't remember. I definitely have it in my diary to not miss it. Let me just quickly check. It's the 14th. Yeah, the 14th is the release date. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you staying to the end of this one. And I shall catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.